Oh, yep, there it goes. So here we go. We're in for it today, boys. So I want to get into what the thesis of this video really is real quick. So this past week, if you're a regular on the channel, you know I accidentally hurt my back and wasn't able to actually sit in a chair to do one of these videos that I do here. And so in the meantime, I decided I was going to do a little bit of like reactionary content and stuff like that because I watch Asmongold and I watch a couple other reactors as well. And I enjoy their content and everything else like that. And I was like, you know what? I might be able to do that. So I went and gave it a shot. And only to be bombarded with people that were just fucking hateful. They were just fucking rude. They, what is it? Accused me of stealing nonstop, told me to do more research into the subject, everything else. So today's video is plain and clear. How bad is React content? That is React content, really. That's the thesis of today's video. I wanna get into how bad it actually is. If it actually, we're gonna cover 3 different things that I want to make sure. Here, 1 second, let me make sure that my live stream's actually up for you guys. 3 different things that I want to make sure. Yeah. You're gonna hear an echo. Yeah, if you guys are normal around here, you know that my fucking videos suck. The most scuffed broadcast in history constantly. So we're going to make these a little bit smaller. We're going to cover 3 things, 3 points I want to go over. Is React content really stealing? Because that was a big one. I got called a thief constantly and got told I was stealing constantly. Like I was fucking, oh God. Sly Cooper and fucking in the Sly Cooper games. Like I was fucking a bandit on a heist for every fucking YouTube video across the platform. And I was gonna take them all, boys. So is it really stealing? Then I want to get into, is React content actually harmful to the original channel? Is React content actually harmful to the original channel? Because that's another big one. I genuinely don't believe it is. Like, especially with a lot of the evidence that like I'm gonna get into, and like a lot of the points that I'm gonna bring up later on into it. Is it actually harmful for the original channel? I don't believe it is personally, but we'll get into it later on. The third one that I want to go into is how effective is React content? And what I mean by this is like if I do a 1-for-1, like I take the title and the actual thumbnail, which is what I did. I was shameless about all this. I was probably one of the most shameless React content creators there is out there. And I'll just plain out say it with like how it is. I was 100% shameless. I stole thumbnails. I put my fucking face just in the corner. I didn't fully steal the thumbnail. I still put a little bit of effort into it. Put my face in the corner, took the title. I also put at the end of the title Curly reacts and everything. I wasn't the most shameful, I should also say. I always left a description to a link to the video in the description, perfectly readable before you hit the more button. So all you had to do was just scroll down, and then you even see it has like the YouTube icon next to it, and you just had to click on that and you were at the original video. So if you really didn't want to listen to my dumbass, the original video was available right then and there for you. So I want to see how effective it actually was for my channel. Did it actually help my channel grow, or did it not? And then at the very end of this all, I want to go over my opinion of it all. Which I'm sure you guys are, from what I've seen, nobody wants this part. So you're more than welcome to click off the video before we get there. So, starting off, is React content really stealing? Let's get into it. I got some handy dandy Google up here, and you're gonna have to work with me on this one. It's gonna take a little bit. Uh, my computer's really slow. I got a lot of tabs open. I got a really shitty computer. I Googled plain as day, is reacting to a YouTube video stealing? Reacting to a YouTube video by itself is not necessarily stealing. However, the reaction video includes, if the reaction video, sorry, the dyslexia is coming out hard. However, if the reaction video includes significant portions of the original copyrighted material without permission and adds a minimal commentary, it can be considered copyright infringement and potentially falling under content theft, which then they go down into here, into the definitions of copyright. Creators have exclusive rights over their original videos. Re-uploading or using substantial portions of someone else's video without permission is copyright violation. So see, when I originally started making this video, I did not actually realize that. I thought you could just take someone's video and re-upload it as many times as you want. I mean, obviously you could like get it taken down, but I didn't realize that it was technically illegal if you got into it all. I knew it broke TOS. I knew for a fact that it broke TOS, and like you just couldn't be doing it willy nilly. But like I didn't think it was actually illegal. The concept of fair use, which they get into, the concept of fair use allows limited use of copyrighted material for purposes like criticism, commentary, or education. Reaction videos can potentially fall under fair use if they add significant commentary or transformative value. So that's a big part of it also. I also I clicked on fair use and brought up fair use in the context of reacting to a YouTube video over here in this tab, so we can go into it a little bit more. Reacting to a YouTube video can potentially be fair use, but it depends on several factors. While using copyrighted material without permission is generally copyright infringement, fair use allows the limited use of copyrighted materials for purposes like commentary, criticism, or education. So, going into all of that, the definition of fair use specifically, reactionary channels are not necessarily stealing. By a case-by-case basis, they are. So to call someone a thief outright for making a reactionary video is potentially slander if you haven't gone and watched the original video and proven that he has not added enough commentary, criticism, or educational value to the video. If you can do those things, then it is no longer protected under fair use and it is copyright infringement. That is when it becomes illegal. So, as long as you're pausing the video, talking about it, criticizing it, hell, honestly, the commentary could even be agreeing with it. You don't necessarily have to be criticizing it, or you can bring it. The education part is a big part also. You can bring another perspective in from another angle. So while they might have a professional angle from it, you can bring an everyman's angle from it. So you might have both the professional and the everyman's angle in the same video, which brings educational value. I would argue anyways, because it starts a further conversation. It does more than just the original video did. Excuse me on that one. So if someone per se like starts a YouTube video and just gets up and walks away and like doesn't do anything and just lets the video play the entire time throughout the entire video, that's copyright infringement. That is stealing. That should be called out. But if someone is pausing the video, talking about the video, bringing more points up to the video, hell, even making jokes about the video can fall under criticism. So any way, shape, or form, talking about the video in this context, as long as you're adding meaningful commentary, should not be considered stealing. And if you are accusing someone of stealing before checking for these things, you're slandering that person. Now, the part where it gets tricky is, where is it at? Limited use. Reacting depend on several factors, while copyright material infringement. There was one part of this. Amount of this. Using a small necessary portion of the original video is more likely to be fair use than using a large chunk of it. That is the part where this gets actually messy and where people can start to accuse you of stealing. The difference is as long as you're doing this part, you are under fair use. It's just you have a weaker case in court. This is all, that's the other thing you have to talk about when fair use. This is all a legal defense. I am a man with a shield right now for all reactionary content while talking about fair use right now. But this makes that shield from a giant shield. It's the difference between the fucking Hylian shield and the Deku shield in Ocarina of Time. Right now, I'm holding the Deku shield. I've got protection, but it's flimsy because of this part right here. I used a large chunk of the video. I used all the video. I talked about the entirety of the video because technically, even if I used a small portion of it, you could still technically say that I am stealing their video. I'm stealing their content. I am unoriginal. I took their idea and then I took parts of their video and put it into my video. And then hell, I could even put them in the thumbnail and then you could accuse me even more of like trying to piggyback off of them like people already have been. So it's kind of like a dual-edged sword with that one. So now that we've gotten into those two, I'm going to exit them out so my computer doesn't actually freak the fuck out on me. We're going to go into the second point. Is reaction content actually harmful to the original channel? I don't believe it is. And I've got two cases right here that I want to talk about. I want to talk about the bigger case first because everybody's been talking about the smaller case. So I'm going to go into over here. I actually found Asmongold through Actman's video about Asmongold. He had made a video about how reactionary content can potentially be hard. He made a video just like this one, essentially. How it can potentially be harmful and how it can potentially not be harmful and how it can be good for other people and how it like can help channels grow and everything else like that. And funny enough, I actually watched this video and then after finding Asmongold, saw that he reacted to an Actman video, and I watched that video specifically because I like both creators, and it's like a crossover almost. So this is Asmongold's. He has 100 for a year. Actman's video over here. Sorry, you're gonna have to deal with. I know this is a lot just to prove a small point, but my computer is really fucking shitty. I'm trying to fix that. It's why I did a lot of my reactionary content on my phone as well. I'm just, you see me steadily looking over here. It's so that way I can check and make sure that my stream's not crashing. But I'll have to do these specifically so I don't have to edit. It's actually one of the worst fucking things in the world. I tried to start this channel originally as an anime like review channel and everything, and I was so heavily in editing. I think I stayed up 4 days editing one video that only got 20 views, and I immediately decided that was not worth it. So anyways, back to my point, off on the tangent. 2.7 million views for Actman right here. Same video, Asmongold reacted to it. So he got double the views almost that Asmongold did off of his video. And also Asmongold, well, I mean, he promoted Asmongold. What I'm going to do in a second is argue the fact that these channels actually promote for the other person. And one big thing that credits to this argument also is that Asmongold does the exact same thing that I do as well, where right here in the description, you see it has a YouTube verified link button right there and Actman's title right there that you can just go ahead and click on. And it takes you directly to the video, no problem. I don't got to click another button. I actually, to get to Asmongold's social media, I have to click more buttons to get to Asmongold's social media than I do to get to Actman's other video. So if I accidentally click on Asmongold's video, but I don't want to watch this fucking roach, I just scroll down and I go, oh, oh my God, there's the video. I can just go watch Ackman. And then I go over and I watch Ackman and I watch the original video and everything. And then I go, oh, well, hey, maybe Asmon did have something to say or something to add to that. So then I jump back over to Asmon and I watch Asmon's video. So like that's one way that big content creators interact with each other with reactionary content. The way I like to think of it a lot of times is it's like a collaboration or a peer review. The good ones anyways, when you're actually adding to the conversation, you're actually talking about the topic, you actually are somewhat passionate about the topic and everything else like that. You're not just sitting there going, oh man, that's crazy, holy shit, dude, cool, wow, I can't believe they did that, oh man, wow. Yeah, as long as you're not just adding stupid shit like that and you're actually talking and you're actually adding to the conversation, you should have nothing to worry about. This should be, instead of Asmongold being a thief, this should be an Ackman Asmongold collaboration. This should be like a crossover event, you know? Like how they did back in fucking Cartoon Network and Disney Channel and all that shit. Or Nick too. I think Nick did it a couple. Yeah, Nick did it with Fairly Odd Parents and Jimmy Neutron. I was gonna say it's just a crossover, you know? At least that's how I see higher channel to lower channel aspect, because you could argue that, okay, Asmongold's a bigger creator, he's stealing views from these smaller channels, right? And sorry, you're gonna have to probably hear me rant again. So we have the background NPC. She has been the biggest example for why reactionary content does not harm, it actually helps. So I am going to go over her view count and her subscribers and everything, and then I'm going to go over Asmongold's view count of hers and her subscribers. The argument to be made is that Asmongold is stealing views directly from her, right? So, like, these views are theoretically hers by nature. Like, because she uploaded the video, anyone that watches the video in any other way, those views belong to her no matter what. That is what the argument is here. So, she got 154,000 views and 155,000 subscribers. So everyone who watched subscribed. That's fucking amazing. Sorry guys, it's 2:00. Asmongold, 1 million views, 3.7 million subscribers. Now, you would argue he stole all the views that weren't that 154,000 views. Every other view that was on this video that didn't immediately go over to her and subscribe and watch her video and like the video and everything, he stole all those views from her. Now, that is a nice argument, but that's not a sound argument, because nobody would have gone over to her channel in the first place if Asmongold hadn't reacted to her. Some people would have, and she would have grown a little bit, and I'm sure she would have slowly grown an audience and everything else like that. But she wouldn't have had this initial boost and this validation in her content. Like, people are more likely to go watch her content because Asmongold specifically said in this video that it's a good video, she has a lot of good points, maybe you should go like, and maybe you should go subscribe. And the other big thing is also, again, you can click on her video, you have to click on more button to have to go subscribe to her on YouTube. And that's amazing. Companies pay thousands of dollars for this right here. This alone. Based on your channel, especially a channel like Asmongold, who has 3 million subscribers. This right here would probably get him $10,000 to $15,000 if he did it for, like, let's say, a computer company, or if he did it for like a video game. Like, he would easily make bank by doing this for anyone, but he did it for free for her. And you could argue that he does benefit because he still gets the views and everything, and then he on top of gets the credit for boosting her channel and everything, which he does, but she still benefits too. She still gets this initial subscriber count. She still gets all these views. She still gets all these likes. She still gets this validation. She still, I think, what was it? She had like 400 subscribers. She wasn't even monetized yet. And now she's monetized and also probably able to, she's been putting out more content. You can see she can put more time into it now, and this is what she's passionate about. And we're going to go into it here. We're going to go over all of her videos and everything here and see if like she's actually had a drop, because if she's had a drop, then you can argue. Yeah, and well, Asmongold reacted to this one. This one doesn't count anymore. Everyone came. This one doesn't count. Remember that. So, but like, look over here. This was more than the Asmongold. Actually, wow. Or no, did he react to this one too? I don't know if he actually reacted to that one or not. I can say though that if he didn't, that's almost an on track. I need to actually go do a little bit more digging and see if. But at the same time, if that is the case, that her views are petering out, right? And then they're bumping up every time Asmongold reacts, and they are it. Well, you could argue between these two, they're decreasing, but this one actually just came out 2 days ago, and this has 2 weeks on it, so it's really not fair to compare. But you could compare her 30,000 one from 1 month ago to her one from 2 days ago that says 73,000, and see that she's obviously got a boost in viewership between the two. But then you could also argue that Asmongold, every time he reacts to another one of her videos, gives her channel another pump boost, and just keeps validating her, keeps getting her more subscribers, keeps getting her more people. So it's, yes, you could argue he is stealing these views from her, but he's also breathing life into her channel that would otherwise only have half of 1,000 subscribers and maybe like 100 to 200 views on this video alone, you know? So you can see the exponential increase and the amount of life he can breathe into a small channel by reacting to one of their videos. Hell, I hope he reacts to this video. Not even going to lie on that. It would help my channel a lot. Not going to lie. Big reactionary channels to smaller reactionary channels is free advertisement. And any small channel that doesn't see that way, you're kind of dumb. Like, I'm not going to lie. Those views weren't yours. They were the original, they were the commentary, they were the reactionary content creators' original views. When he reacted to your channel and all those views got onto your thing, or, well, I'm getting off topic. I'm getting off topic. When you're a smaller channel, you're not going to get views. I have made videos nonstop for probably my entire life. Well, not nonstop. I've made videos my entire life, and normally they only get like 20 to 30 views on average. I've only recently started hardcore making videos like this, and now on average, I'm making about 30 to 100 views, right? And that's normal for a smaller channel like this. But I want more. And in order to get more, and I literally see the case example. I just brought it up for all of us, that if Asmongold or another big reactionary content channel were to react to my content, it would help me in a way that, like, I would be able to quit my job. I would be able to do this full time. I'd be able to put out better content. I'd be able to get a better computer. Like, there's so many other things that would help me if a React channel actually reacted and validated my videos. I don't see it as stealing at all, especially from big creator to smaller creator. I see it as free permanent advertising and free permanent validation by a peer. That, and all small channels should see it that way. And if you don't, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot, because YouTube has always worked off of big creator to small creator collaboration. It literally always has. Hell, Game Theory is one of the best examples. I have found 90% of my YouTubers through Game Theory because of the collaborations they do on that channel. How many different people from different walks of life in the gaming and other spaces sphere on his channel collaborating breathes life into all channels. Collaboration and working together always helps. It never hinders. Anyway, the only way it hinders is when you have rage bait wars, and like there are even people, like people would create fake drama to get views because that was seen as another way of collaboration. Once upon a time, I I need to see if I can actually go find the video because I watched a YouTube video a long time ago when I first started wanting to do YouTube videos that explained it all perfectly. And it's like I YouTubers already know about half this shit. Like ones that are professionally making videos know that if you want to get big fast, you work with other YouTubers. Because the views on both channels are symbiotic, especially if you leave links to both channels, you know? But anyways, now we're going into the third point. How effective is React content? How actually effective is it? Does it actually even work? So for that, I'm going to show you my analytics. We have, this is my live. I'm not actually going to go over my live. My live's not good. My videos. So this is the entirety of my YouTube for 2025. Got 16 views there on Claire Obscure. I got 22 on Tainted Grail. Got 15 on my Splitgate video. I got 18 on my Lilo and Stitch video. I got 23 on my Asmongold We Need to Talk video. And then I started doing my React content. So I got 20 views. Okay, seeming about normal for my channel. And this was before, well, I mean, I was kind of stealing the thumbnail, but I was adding more to it. So then again, Call of Duty's Forgotten Streaming Service, 21 views. Okay, seems about average for my channel, not a big deal. Drop off. Why people hate Asmongold. Only 10 views. And by this, you would think that video didn't do well. But I got something to show you guys. Next, he tried to save RuneScape. Jagex silenced him. 84 views. How much money my indie game made in, I think he said in 5 years is what it was. 98 views. Next day, I didn't post. 103 views. Most of them were from these 3 videos. Like people, like YouTube was actually pushing these 3 videos in the suggested feeds and of like people, and like was actually like people were watching. That was the craziest part. People, like, I had watch time and everything else like that. And it's not like I had watch time because like I was better quality content or anything like that. My computer's shitty. Those videos were stuttering hardcore and you could barely hear them. And then every 5 seconds, I'm pausing and saying some of the stupidest shit. So like, it's really hard for me to believe that they thought that was the original video and stuck around for that reason, you know? All right. So then I got a celebrity scammer to confess. 171 views. Industry Shill blames Asmongold, and this was one that was kind of a cap off to the experiment. So notice how all of these aren't really politically charged. None of these are politically charged. So I was wondering if maybe, like, because I was on Reddit a lot, rage baiting people and everything else like that. And I was wondering if this was like a continuation from my rage bait. So I posted my last video as a sort of rage bait video that honestly I did not expect to agree with, but I ended up actually agreeing with in the end. So that probably also pissed people off a little bit. And I wanted to see if it would increase like my actual viewership and everything else like that. But as you see, it dropped. It didn't increase. So it's not from people being mad at me either, which I don't 100% understand either. I also was under the impression I was just pissing people off and they were coming because I was pissing people off and everything. So now we get into my impressions. Impressions increased like crazy. This increased because of me. I went onto a lot of subreddits. I went onto a lot of places. And I don't know if it's actually going to show. Oh, it shows how they found me. A lot of them are browser features and all homepage, home screen, subscription feeds, and other browser features. So yeah, a lot of my traffic from direct URL isn't even what actually got me my views in the past couple of days. Actually, that's crazy. I didn't even look into that. So I actually got most of my views from the actual homepage. Oh no, external. Okay, there it is. Never mind. 27. That's what I expected. I inflated these numbers because I went on Reddit and I went on Reddit boards and everything else, subreddits and everything, and posted my video and talked with people and like gotten a lot of arguments and everything else like that. So I boosted these numbers. So these numbers technically don't count. Well, I guess only 50% of them. So cut them in half and half of them count. This is the part that's actually interesting, though. So everyone wants to argue that because I stole the thumbnail and because I stole the video title and everything else, that people were only clicking on my video because clicking on and watching the video because they thought it was the original video. But when we go over everything, it's not really that true, though. I was gonna say you can see a lot more clicks on videos where I actually decided to go through and make my own thumbnail. Got a lot more clicks than if I stole the thumbnail. It actually got a significant less amount of clicks if I stole someone else's thumbnail. And then you want to sit there and if you want to argue that they're there for the original video, I place in the description, just like Asmongold, a link to the original video that is a trusted link by YouTube. So there's no reason why someone can't just scroll down and click on the original video and watch the original video. But my watch time shows people are watching the fuck out of my videos now. Like, it started to climb a little bit, but over the past couple of days, people have been watching my videos non-stop. And it's all been from the reactionary content because they want to hear what I have to say on these topics. I have to assume that's the case. I don't see someone sitting around for 17 minutes on average just to hate on me. Like, if that is the case, then you really need to find a day job. Like, genuinely. But if you're sticking around because you genuinely like what I say and you actually want to hear more about my commentation, that would make a little bit more sense to me. Anyways, though, so that is how effective it actually is to a smaller channel, to a channel that really doesn't get a lot of views, that doesn't really get a lot of traffic overall in general anyways. So my overall opinion on this is that bigger channels that do reactionary content shouldn't be seen as leeches necessarily. They should be seen as collaborators and or advertisers. Like, plain as day, that's what they are. Like, there's no way, shape, or form you can honestly say otherwise. Well, you can make the argument that the other people won't watch the original video, but as someone who watches reactionary content on the regular, I can't disagree more. I am more inclined to go watch a video if it's good and I genuinely like it, because I don't want Asmongold's fucking shit takes and pausing every 5 seconds. If I think the video is actually good and I genuinely want to watch the video, I'll go watch the video and then I'll come back and listen to dipshit's takes. Secondly, smaller content creators that react to bigger content creators. We can be seen as leeches. That is true, especially if we don't add more to the conversation. But as long as you're adding to the conversation, I believe you will see a significant amount of growth. And I do believe also, I forgot to go over this over here. In my watch time, notice when I started doing reactionary content, it didn't start to pick up, but it started to gradually rise over time as people start, because I was arguing on Reddit. I was arguing hardcore on Reddit with people about how reactionary content is not necessarily stealing. And as long as you're actually trying to talk about the subject, it's not stealing, it's adding to the conversation. And I was genuinely trying to have a conversation with these people on these Reddit boards about the video. They were just so focused on fucking dogging on me and shitting on me that they couldn't realize that. But I think some people did start to realize that through reading my takes and everything on Reddit. And as you can see, my watch time has fucking skyrocketed because of that. Like, it's skyrocketed significantly because of that. So, smaller channels need to be adding to the conversation. If you're not adding to the conversation and you're not entertaining, you're stealing, dude. That's all it is. It's plain as day. And like, you can't argue otherwise. And I'm not gonna defend you either. You've burned my fucking Deku shield. It's gone. It's effective. It's super fucking effective for smaller channels also. If you think you can be entertaining and do it, and you think you have something to add to the conversation, add it. It not only is it effective for getting people in to view your content, it's also effective for people to view your other content. Like not necessarily the original video you're gonna make. My girlfriend's been trying to pull the Dialga.
As soon as I opened the pack, it was the first card.
Here, there you go. That's a little moment for you. She's been trying to pull the Dialga immersive art on Pokemon TCG forever. Let me see. Can I get it like actually in there? And she finally pulled it and ran down here to tell me about it.
It's the first card.
Oh, it's the first one.
That's what I was trying to tell you.
Oh, how many are there?
I don't know, but
Let's see what the next. Oh, the next one's normal.
I got a dark card.
Okay. But yeah, sorry, now that I've been derailed. Shit. It's super effective, guys, as long as you think you can actually add to the conversation and everything, but it's a fine line. If you're not adding to the conversation and you're not actually being effective, like you're not giving good, concise commentary, you are stealing and you need to stop. You need to try to do something better. Because if you are giving good content and you are giving good reactions and you're actually talking and you're actually commentating and giving like good perspectives and like adding to the discussion and everything else like that, it will not only help the original video itself, but it will help your other content overall. It will gather people to your channel. It will get people to watch. Like, I'm not specifically just a reactionary channel. I am going to be doing react content from now on because it works. But I'm always going to be a video game discussion channel at the end of the day. I'm always going to be a indie game developer at the end of the day. So have other content as well. Don't just be a reactionary channel. Like, don't just straight be a reactionary content channel. Have other content as well that people can go to and see that, hey, you're not just trying to steal from people, you're just trying to make it. Like, because that's way more endearing than anything else. But other than that, I don't really think I have too much more to add to the conversation. I think I've rambled on enough. If you like the video, you should go ahead and give it a like. Subscribe if you want to subscribe. I'm going to leave a link to my games in the description as well. I have one on Steam. I have a bunch on itch.io. My latest one is called Drugs and Gambling. It's actually free on itch.io. You can play it in browser and everything too. So if you want to play that, there'll be a link in the description.